right, y'all, buckle up because the Gypsy Rose drama just hit a whole new level of craziness. We thought we had seen it all with the bot accounts, PR stands, and copyright strikes, but trust me, this story is far from over. Gypsy's pregnancy has been shrouded in mystery and controversy from the start, and now it's taken a turn that no one saw coming. Let's start with the most shocking revelation to date. If you've been following this saga, you know Gypsy and Ken have been pretty tight-lipped about the specifics of their unborn child, except for the fact that Gypsy has been using the pregnancy as a tool on social media.
Can you get a bump update? Fine. Good Lord. Alright, guys. Here we go. I don't know if you guys could see all that. Nice belly right there. I feel like I'm getting really fat, guys. I don't like it.
We've seen the ultrasound videos, the nursery shopping hauls, and all the ma'am-to-be content.
Recording this video, I am 17 weeks and 2 days. Okay, so for this ultrasound, I've been told that I have to drink a lot of water.
But get this, the revelation about the baby's middle name did not come from Gypsy or Ken. It came from Ken's mother during a casual live stream. Yes, you heard that right. During this impromptu live stream, Ken's mom casually mentioned that the baby's middle name would be Rhea.
The child is being named after me. So,
really?
Yes.
Reina is the name.
One of the names. Her
Middle
name.
Middle.
The bullshit middle name, but still, I'll take it.
Okay, well that's cool.
Do you think that this child will have any form of a normal life?
You know, I know as far as I am concerned, and my son is concerned, and Gypsy is concerned, that is what we will strive for. You know,
well, Reina, you gotta
realistically, you know that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you have to accept reality that this.
Yeah,
especially if she's putting the child on social media.
But we're going to do the best we can with what we have.
This wasn't some carefully planned announcement. It was just thrown out there like it was no big deal. And this caught everyone off guard because Gypsy and Ken had not made any information about the baby's name public. I mean, this is not the most bizarre way to reveal such a personal detail. I mean, is this not the most bizarre way to reveal such a personal detail? Normally, you'd expect the parents-to-be to make this announcement, but here we have the grandma-to-be casually dropping this bombshell. So what is really going on here? Here's where it gets interesting. Gypsy has been dropping hints in several interviews suggesting that Ken is the father. She's been very vocal about it, almost like she's trying to convince everyone that there's no question about it.
So to be clear, you haven't been with your ex for this is clearly Ken's
March.
baby.
It was mid-March when I left Ryan. So this is absolutely 100% Ken's baby. There was never any question of paternity.
But the more she talks, the more it seems like she's trying to steer the narrative away from any possible doubt. Could it be that she doesn't want Ken to be the father and she's saying anything to take that possibility off the table? Let's break this down. Ken's mom revealing the baby's middle name without Gypsy and Ken's involvement is odd, to say the least. It's as if there's a deliberate attempt to involve Ken's family, perhaps to cement his role publicly. By giving the child a name with a familial connection to Ken, they're pushing this narrative that he's the father. But if that's the case, why do it in such an informal and unexpected way? Why throw this out during a casual live stream? This move seems less about celebrating a new life and more about setting a narrative. It feels like damage control or an attempt to draw a line in the sand about the baby's paternity. And then there's Gypsy. We know she's a master manipulator. We've seen it time and time again. So is this just another chapter in her long history of twisting the narrative to fit her needs? By dropping these hints about Ken being the father, is she trying to keep control of the situation? Or is she using this as a way to keep herself in the public eye, to stay relevant by starring the poet? It wouldn't be the first time she's used controversy to her advantage. Now, let's talk about the way Ken's mom just casually dropped this information. Why did she feel the need to disclose the baby's name without Gypsy and Ken leading the announcement? Was this an overstep on her part, or is it a reflection of the uncertainty surrounding the baby's paternity? If Gypsy and Ken were on the same page and confident about their roles, you would expect them to be the ones controlling this narrative. This just raises more questions about the dynamics at play here.
Things that you like for a boy and a girl. What are some names that you have always thought about?
For boy, I like Aiden. I haven't really thought more than just that.
Yeah.
And then for girl, I like Aurora. I like... Those are the only two I really thought of.
Yeah. I remember back in the day I also
Or like a family name.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, back in the day whenever we were writing letters to each other, I made like a list, and it was like all A names. Ariana, Aria, Alina, like it was all like A names.
And what about Gypsy's reaction, or rather, the lack of it? She's been relatively quiet about the paternity issue overall, almost like she's trying to maintain some level of ambiguity. But now with Ken's mom forcing the issue into the spotlight, it seems like someone else is pulling the strings in a narrative that Gypsy usually has complete control over. Is she trying to distance herself from Ken as the father, but still using him as a convenient name to throw out there when it suits her? Let's also reconsider how this impacts the public perception. The fact that this information was shared on a public platform with both supporters and skeptics of Gypsy's pregnancy adds to the intrigue. It's almost like they wanted to address the rumors and speculations head on, but instead of clearing the air, it has only added fuel to the fire. If this was meant to quell doubts about the baby's paternity, it's done the opposite. People are now more curious and suspicious than ever. Why this casual, almost careless reveal if they are so sure about Ken's role as the father? And let's not pretend that Gypsy isn't aware of how this looks. We've seen her use public sympathy and manipulation before. Could this revelation be part of a strategy to create a narrative around the baby's paternity before the baby is even born? Is she trying to set the stage in such a way that it benefits her, regardless of what happens? By planting the idea of Ken being the father, is she giving herself room to shift the narrative again if it becomes convenient? We need to look at Gypsy's past behavior here. She's been known to manipulate situations to fit her narrative. In previous interviews, she's been adamant about Ken being the father, almost like she's protesting too much. Could this be a sign that she's trying to steer attention away from any doubt about Ken's role? And if so, why? Is there someone else she doesn't want in the picture? Is there more to this story about Ryan that she's trying to bury by pushing the focus onto Ken? Remember how Gypsy used to control the narrative around her own life and her mother's? How she played the part of the victim, the sick child, while pulling the strings behind the scenes? This situation feels eerily similar. Is Gypsy setting up Ken to be the fall guy, only to flip the scripts later when it suits her narrative? It's like she's keeping her options open, setting the stage for a possible pivot if she needs to change the story down the line. Let's take a step back and think about the bigger implications here. If Gypsy doesn't want Ken to be seen as the father, why is she pushing this narrative so hard? And why let Ken's mom take over the announcement? It feels like a calculated move, as if she's trying to solidify Ken's place in the story now, only to potentially undermine it later. It's classic misdirection. Make everyone look one way while you're setting up something else entirely behind the scenes. And let's not forget about the ethical questions this raises. Should family members be this quick to involve themselves in the narrative of an unborn child, especially when the parents haven't made official statement? It feels like an overstep, especially in such a sensitive and public situation. What's clear is that this situation is messy, and it's getting messier by the day. If there is confidence in Ken being the father, why the need for this theoretical reveal? Why the need for this theatrical reveal? And if there is doubt, why go public with such a personal detail in such an informal way? It feels like every answer just leads to more questions. Is this a case of overstepping family boundaries? As we keep pulling at this thread, the story just seems to get more tangled. Is Gypsy using this pregnancy to manipulate public perception and keep control over her narrative? Or is there something deeper at play here? And how does Ken fit into all of this? Is he just a pawn in Gypsy's name? Or is he an active participant in this unfolding drama? In the end, it seems like this is just another chapter in Gypsy's long history of manipulation. She has always known how to play the game, how to use the people around her to get what she wants. Is this just the latest example of her pulling the strings behind the scenes, using the pregnancy and the paternity question to keep herself in the spotlight and maintain control over the narrative? Let's hear your thoughts. What do you think is really going on with Gypsy Rose's pregnancy and this unexpected revelation? Do you think there is more to this story than meets the eye? Or are we reading too much into it? Drop your comments below and let's dive into this tangled web together. Stay tuned because there's definitely more to uncover in this drama. We'll keep you updated with all the latest tea as this story unfolds. But for now, let's just say things are getting really interesting, and something tells me we haven't seen the last twist in this tale.